Jordan,
Iain,
who was making a pizza, accidentally added glue to their cheese, and from that point was destined to become the greatest AI developer this side of the internet.
Jay Leno?
No. Two guys. What? Hello, and welcome to episode 93 of Two Guys What's Up, the weekly comedy podcast where I couldn't develop anything because I don't eat pizza, and I don't have internet connection, and I'm super handsome and definitely not a liar. But this guy is all of the above. Jordan, how are you?
I'm good, thanks. I don't really care. Tell me about last night.
Okay.
So I should probably say for context, you met up with James Coppert from Confessions of a Ghost Boy or 14 News podcast.
I did.
I'm super excited because you told me some things maybe happened. And I don't mean between you both.
Oh, no. That came after after a few cocktails. No, yeah, some strange things. It was pitch black and we both had our hoods up because it was howling with wind and pissing down rain. So he was walking in front of me and he'd look at me and go, "Oh, this crazy thing happened to me the other day." But then he'd turn around and look where he was going and it'd be like, "I went out to the..." I just couldn't hear a goddamn word he was saying.
And he couldn't hear you saying, "Sorry, mate, I can't tell what you're on about."
It was annoying though, because we were both talking, conversation was flowing, we were having a little chat, making jokes, and every single joke made, we both had to go, "You what?" So it was just really awkward. So I was like, "Oh yeah, oh mate, yeah, that ghost I saw last time, what a that was."
What did you say?
I just said that ghost was a bastard.
You what?
It just takes away, all of the comedic value of anything said.
Sorry, what did you say? Because you broke up.
I didn't, Jordan. I know you're pulling my leg.
Sorry.
But yeah, some spooky things happened. So let's start at the beginning.
Please.
We went out to this place called the Old Man's Mouth.
Brilliant.
It was pitch black, and we took a little walk onto this trail, and apparently in this area there was an old mill, so we went up this little side track. We were like, "Oh, I wonder if anything's going to happen," and then all of a sudden a stick whacked me on the arm.
Okay.
And now people, skeptics, myself even, kind of think, "Oh, well, it was windy."
Yes.
Sticks were falling from the trees, but the force that it hit me, it hurt my arm, and I was wearing a t-shirt, a hoodie, and a thick coat, and strangely, it hit me just above my elbow. So say it did fall off a tree, it would hit my shoulder, surely, not come at a side angle and whack me on the arm. So it honestly felt like something was thrown at me. And James did say that when he was in that area before, he had stones thrown at him.
Okay.
So that was strange. So we did an EVP session. We didn't capture anything there. So we wandered back down, moved a little bit further on down this trail. We were just stood on this boardwalk, just sort of asking questions to the ether. Is there anyone there? Can you make a noise? That kind of thing. I say we. James was doing all the work. He's a real sport.
To be honest, I'm surprised that you wanted to, because I know that you don't normally like doing this sort of thing.
That's very true, and I was a bit dubious to do it, just on the off chance that something could happen. And I'll get to that because something else happened a little later. But we were there doing this EVP session. We were trying to get anything to come through to us, but we didn't hear anything. So we were like, okay, we've been here for about 2 hours. Let's call it a night and head back. Just as we were walking back, we got to this area where it splits off onto the boardwalk, or you can go up some stairs, which was closed off. And we heard 4 quick succession bangs, and it sounded like it was maybe, I would have said, about 20 metres up the hill from us. But up this hill, there is nothing but thick woods and foliage. So there couldn't have been someone stood up there. And it sounded like someone had maybe like a baseball bat sized log in their hand, and they smashed it against a tree, and it was like bang, 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 really loud. And we both stopped and we were like, "What the hell was that?"
That's weird.
And James was like, "Can you do that again?" And nothing happened. So we were thinking, if it was someone messing with us, because they've heard us walking around shouting into the wilderness,
Yeah.
"Is there anyone there? Can you speak to us, please?" If someone was messing with us, surely they'd have done it again.
Yeah, okay.
So James got his phone out and started recording, and we heard one more bang, which is on the recording, but it's so faint. I now know how people feel in the stories that I tell you every day, because I was there, right? I heard it. It was weird, seemed unexplainable to me, and I went home, instantly told my wife, and I was like, "This just sounds ridiculous." And she's going to go, "Okay, you were in a windy forest and you heard a tree hitting against another tree. Wow, spaghetti."
Did you say spaghetti?
I was going to say spooky and scary, yeah.
Just wanted to confirm.
But if it was the wind blowing a branch against a tree, it would have been maybe a bit more rhythmic, rocking back and forth, going doosh, douche,
Yeah,
douche
I
kind
see.
of thing.
Yeah.
But it was staggered when it hit, and the force it hit sounded like someone had two hands on a bat swinging it against a tree.
Wow, okay. I'm kind of glad that you experienced something, though.
But yeah, it was strange to say the least.
Kind of gutted that I didn't experience something like that myself, but equally, I was nice, safe and warm at home and enjoyed a lovely carbonara.
Delicious. Kind of glad. I got home and I went to change my socks because they were wet. But every layer I took off, I realised the layer underneath was also wet.
Oh, you didn't need a shower, though. That's a plus.
Yeah, luckily I went out with soap already on me, so...
James thought you were a ghost. You were just foaming.
Help me! Sorry, one more thing I should probably just say beforehand.
Yeah, please.
When we were stood on the boardwalk, in the second area, just kind of talking to the forest, that kind of thing, James swore he saw a shadowy figure, human-shaped, crouched down as if like hunched over, coming down the boardwalk towards him, and he thought it was a human, like he thought it was a person, and he kind of jumped and went, oh, what's that? And then whatever was there was gone.
Ugh.
I was looking down the path the opposite way, and I could have swore I saw something, like just a figure stood there, maybe like 20 metres away, just staring down the track at us. But I was like, it's dark, there's plants moving, it's very overgrown, my mind just might be playing tricks, my glasses, I've got water on them. So I was kind of, trying my hardest to focus, and I was like, maybe I can, maybe I can't, but I'm not going to bring it up because I'm not going to be one of these people that sees a f***ing leaf and like every little movement is paranormal. So I just kind of left it. But we were also seeing some weird lights. Obviously, we were stood in the darkness with our backs to the river that flowed behind us, and in front of us was just the forest and foliage. And I saw a light glow, like very faint, just light up behind James and then just disappear. I was like, what the f*** was that? So I turned around, and then just as that happened, a car came around the corner which illuminated the forest.
Right.
So I thought, oh, must have just been that. But then about 10 minutes later, we were turned around the other way, looking out towards the river, and James was like, oh, there's a light over there. I can see a light. And I was like, oh, yeah, it's just a car. And I looked up, but then nothing came. James saw a little triangular light, maybe a couple metres above the river, just floating, like in midair.
And you didn't see that?
See, when he was looking one way, I was looking the other. So we had like both ends covered.
Right.
Things were just happening like in front of him because it's attracted to him for some reason. I mean, he is fairly pretty, but that's beside the point. But then the weirdest thing is when I got home. So James came in for a couple of cocktails. We were like chatting about the night, telling each other some spooky stories. And he was like, right, I best go. So he left. I locked the door. I went into the kitchen to make myself one more little nightcap cocktail. And all of a sudden I heard a massive crash come from above my head. My kitchen, which is where I was, is built off of the house. It's like an extension. And then above that is my youngest's room. So they're both extending away from the house. So it couldn't have been something in the house. It sounded like it came from above me, and it shook the kitchen ceiling. It was that heavy.
Wow.
So I thought, it's my son's room. I should probably go and check and make sure he's all right. So I went upstairs, opened his door, and absolutely nothing was out of place. He was in bed, happily asleep. He even looked up in his little sort of 3-year-old way, went, what the f*** are you doing in my room, mate? I'm knackered. Piss off. So I was like, sorry, mate, night, shut the door. And then later on, I was hearing noises all throughout the house, like little bangs and footsteps and stuff like that.
It did follow you.
Well, I said to my house, I was like, look, mate, this is my house. Please go away. You're not welcome here. When I came to bed later, the same son that I went and checked on, his door was wide open.
Oh, God.
He obviously can't get out of his bed, but the first thing he'll do is look for a parent when he does. So he'll either come straight downstairs and look in the living room, which he didn't do because I was there all night.
Yeah.
If he'd come into our bedroom, he'd have woken my wife up, and she would have probably then text me saying, oh, come put the little one back to bed, please.
Yeah.
But none of that happened. So I just came up. His door was wide open. He was in bed, happily asleep. And furthermore, when he gets out of bed and gets back into bed, he can't put his blankets back over him properly. He can't position them. People do that thing where they kind of kick the bottoms out and pull the corners up properly. But he was perfectly covered.
That is a bit weird.
So it's a bit of a weird one.
And that's where you heard the bangs. So.
That is where I heard the bang from, yeah.
Okay.
Interesting.
You definitely need some surveillance in your house.
It would be good. I was looking at it, to be honest, getting a little Hive camera. But they're like 200 quid.
Oh, you don't need a posh, expensive one.
Well, it's just one that connects to my phone. I can check any time, get notifications. It'd just be more helpful.
Yeah.
Rather than sort of having to sift through 12 hours of footage every day.
I feel like that's more impressive than what you saw outside.
No, because I'm used to shit in my house, but, going to a place out in the wilderness which is reported to be haunted or have some kind of lore about it, and then hearing something, that's different, because I've been in locations before where people have said, oh, this place is haunted, and nothing's happened.
Right.
I'm like, okay, another story that I've heard. I can't verify or not, but I was in this place, away from my comfort zone, my house, and I heard this strange noise. I wouldn't say it was like wood knocking, so I wouldn't say it was like a Bigfoot creature, but I have no idea what the it was.
Yeah, that's super creepy. Well, I'm pleased that you experienced at least something.
Yeah, and you'll have to come out next time.
Yeah, I'll do it when it's not absolutely torrential downpour.
That's part of the fun, mate.
It sounded it. The way you describe your drenched clothes all the way through to your socks. Oh, joyous.
All you had to do was change. It's fine. It's all good.
No, love it. Quite exciting.
Absolutely. And that footage that we took is up on James's TikTok channel, Confessions of Ghost Boy. So we'll link it anyway.
Yeah, cool.
You can have a little look at it. But yeah, super creepy, super interesting.
Love it.
So, on to today's interestingness. What have you got coming up for us today?
Well, Ian, today I have a collection of the strangest food combinations that people swear by.
Oh, interesting. Let me guess. Apples and peanut butter.
I did think of that one, actually. It's a delicious combination, I'll have you know. That is in no way weird.
Oh, mate, you keep mispronouncing disgusting. It's doing my head in.
Sorry.
Sort yourself out.
Apologise. And what on earth have you got for us today?
Well, Jordan, today I have a good old-fashioned possible case of aliens being bastards.
It's not unlike them.
Very true. It is the story of USAF pilot William Schaffner and his mysterious disappearance in 1970. With a compelling blend of Cold War tension, UFO speculation, and unexplained circumstances, is one of the most debated incidents in UK military history and still remains an unsolved mystery that lingers over the North Sea today.
Brilliant. Should we just go into it?
Nah, I think I want to talk for another 20 minutes. Is that all right with you?
No, not really.
Fair enough. Let's just go then. So, Jordan, it is the 1970s. It's the height of the Cold War. The US and the USSR are constantly eyeballing each other and flexing their military muscles. In the UK, the US Air Force had pilots stationed at RAF bases across the country, patrolling the skies and keeping an eye on Soviet movements. But in the midst of all this tension, another strange phenomenon was also capturing some attention. UFOs!
Ooh.
Reports of unidentified flying objects were on the rise, particularly in areas like Yorkshire and Lincolnshire, which had a high military presence. Now, Captain William Schaffner, a skilled and experienced USAF pilot, was stationed at RAF Binbrook in Lincolnshire, and little did he know that he'd soon become the subject of one of the most chilling UFO mysteries of the 20th century. Are you right there, mate? Do you need me to call someone?
No, it's fine. It's okay. I'll just have a drink. Better now.
Nice. On the night of September 8th, 1970, RAF Binbrook was on high alert. The radar operators had picked up something strange. An unidentified object flying over the North Sea, moving erratically and at speeds that didn't fit the profile of any known aircraft. Orders came down quickly. Scramble the jets, they said, and Captain Schaffner was tasked with intercepting the unknown craft. A standard mission, right? A little see what the hell's going on here and call it a day? What could go wrong?
What could go wrong? No, not really.
Not really?
Be fine.
Wrong! Everything, Jordan!
I knew it was a trick question.
You should have learned by now. Schaffner climbed into his Lightning F6 Interceptor, a sleep jet capable of insane speeds. With his flight suit zipped up and a radio crackling in his ear, Schaffner took off into the night sky. As he approached the unknown object, though, the tension was thick. Ground control monitored him closely, but things started to get weird. Fast.
Uh-oh. Doesn't sound good for him.
It does not, and I'm sorry to say, spoiler alert, it doesn't end good for him either.
Oh dear.
According to radar logs and transmissions between Schaffner and ground control, the object that he was chasing wasn't behaving like anything they'd ever seen before. It was fast, yes, but it didn't move like a plane or a missile. It darted in zigzagging patterns and seemed to be playing a bizarre game of cat and mouse with Schaffner. At one point, he reported that the object was directly in front of him, hovering, almost waiting for him to catch up, and then radio silence.
Oh dear, oh no, he's gone missing, hasn't he?
I don't know, mate, you'll just have to wait and find out.
But he hasn't he?
Don't read ahead.
I'm not. promise.
I promise I don't know that he never came back and his family still mourn his grave to this day. Jordan, stop reading ahead! Captain Schaffner's voice cut out, and the only thing that ground control could see on radar was his jet, which had stopped responding to commands. His Lightning fighter continued flying on autopilot for a while, but it was clear that something had gone seriously wrong.
Called it.
Yeah, you read ahead.
Promise, I didn't.
Eventually, the jet's course became erratic and ultimately crashed into the North Sea near Flamborough Head, which, Jordan, is only 20 miles from us.
Oh, yeah, that's not far at all. Unless you're walking it, that's pretty far, to be fair.
It's the same distance, it just take longer.
Yeah, it feels worse, though.
It does. I mean, especially if you're out in that rain last night.
Yeah.
Getting sticks lobbed at you.
I don't know what you mean. I had a lovely carbonara.
Me too. It was just windier. I was out in the forest with this fucking ready meal like, it's delicious!
Lovely bits of pancetta around your gob.
Leaves, twigs in my food.
Twigs poking out your beard.
So after he crashed, Captain Schaffner was nowhere to be found. When recovery teams finally reached the crash site, his aircraft was largely intact, but the cockpit was eerily empty. He was simply gone.
Oh, so they found his aircraft, but not him?
Yep, they found his aircraft, but he was gone.
Wow, okay. Do you know what state the aircraft was in? Had it, I assumed, crashed?
Crashed!
Yeah, so when they came upon it, it was wrecked.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, there are actually photos of it, so I'll find one and I'll try and link it somewhere so people can have a look themselves, and I'll send it to you shortly.
Okay, but just no body.
He was gone.
Bigfoot ate him.
Is that your final theory, is it? Is that what happened?
It's just the only solution.
Okay, so we've got a craft, we've got erratically moving lights, we've got a missing pilot. Bigfoot, yep, definitely Bigfoot.
Yeah, could be that. Or I don't know, alligator.
In the North Sea?
Yes.
Terrifying.
Could have been a crocodile. I'm not an expert.
Some kind of scaly bastard.
That's the one.
So now at this point, you'd probably expect a full-scale military investigation, right, Jordan?
I'd expect so.
Well, Jordan, for once, you are correct.
Hey!
The RAF and the USAF launched a massive search for Schaffner, combing the North Sea, but they found no trace of the pilot. The military's official explanation was that Schaffner had ejected and drowned. A fairly boring explanation for an insanely bizarre situation, but here is where things take an even stranger turn. The ejector seat was still in the aircraft unused.
So it can't be that.
It cannot be that, because it was still there.
Why would they use that as the official report when that obviously cannot be the case?
I think it's probably just because, that's what they said to the public. So the general public weren't gathered around this plane going, hey, there's the chair. So they were just like, shit, what should we say? We can't explain it. We'll just say he ejected and drowned.
So are you telling me, Iain, that the military lie?
Mate, I ain't saying it.
What are you saying then?
So yes, I am saying it, yeah.
Don't believe you. Can't possibly be true.
Well, I am part of the military now.
Oh, yeah?
No.
Oh, okay.
That was a lie, see?
You say that, but does that mean that you are part of the military? Because you did just lie. Although if you were part of the military, you didn't lie. So you were lying to say that you weren't lying.
Yeah, exactly. Figure it out, Jordan. This is where conspiracies come from.
God, bluff or double bluff? Triple bluff.
So as well as the ejector seat still being there was no distress signals, no indication that Schaffner had tried to bail out, and the mysterious object that he had been chasing, that was never officially identified. Ground control had seen it on the radar, but the military swiftly closed the case, offering little explanation. And this is where the conspiracy theory wheel started to churn. People started to speculate, could Captain William Schaffner have been abducted by aliens? It sounds outlandish, or maybe it would have done, but UFO sightings were rampant in the area at the time, and just months before Schaffner's disappearance, multiple sightings of strange lights had been reported along the East Yorkshire coast. Witnesses claimed they saw glowing orbs hovering over the water and flying at impossible speeds. And this wasn't just a handful of tinfoil wearers such as yourself, Jordan. We're talking ex-military personnel and local fishermen. Reliable folks who knew these dark skies like the back of their ball sacks.
Wow, okay, that's impressive.
So there were reports of lights. There was one seen on the radar, and with their f***ing eyes on the night, he was sent up, and then all of a sudden he disappears. Go figure.
Yeah, doesn't take a genius, does it, to maybe see where that could be heading?
Alligators.
Definitely. Or crocodiles.
Or either or. What, a mix of the toast.
A mix of the toast?
A mix of the two. So many UFO enthusiasts believe that the object Schaffner was chasing that night wasn't some Soviet prototype, obviously, but an extraterrestrial craft. Obviously, the general narrative proposed is that Schaffner got close to the object, something happened, and perhaps he was taken aboard where he experienced some kind of close encounter that the military didn't really want to talk about. Why, you may ask, Jordan?
Why, Ian?
Well, the military's response to Schaffner's disappearance didn't help. After the crash, the RAF quickly swept the whole incident under the rug. Official reports were vague at best, and they naturally downplayed the UFO angle, claiming Schaffner had simply lost control of his jet. But skeptics pointed out the fact that Schaffner was an experienced pilot, was flying a state-of-the-art aircraft. How could he just vanish without a trace? Why was there so little information about the object he was chasing? And why was the ejector seat still in the goddamn plane?
And where is he?
And where the f*** is the guy?
Yeah.
Adding to the intrigue, Schaffner's family were never given a full explanation of events that night. The details were murky, and the investigation was shrouded in secrecy. It didn't help that the wreckage of Schaffner's Lightning was never fully examined by independent investigators, and the cockpit being empty only deepened the mystery because if Schaffner didn't eject, where the f*** did he go?
Yeah, that is weird. And still then to this day unexplained.
You just wait until you hear the rest of the story, mate. Then maybe you'll get your answer, right?
Okay, sorry.
I'm sorry, mate. I've had a hard night. Right, I've had sticks thrown at me. I've had crashes all around my house. Ghosts taunting me in the middle of the night.
Oh, I'm sorry. I had a lovely carbonara, you know.
We've established this. So did I, but it was filled with leaves.
No, mine wasn't.
Well, maybe you should come along next time and you bring the carbonara.
Okay.
Deal. So in the years following Schaffner's disappearance, several former military personnel came forward with their own strange stories. One RAF radar operator claimed that the unidentified object on the night of Schaffner's mission was not only real, but unlike anything his crew had ever seen before. Another witness, a fisherman working near Farnborough Head, claimed to have seen strange lights over the water on the night Schaffner disappeared. These lights, he said, didn't behave like any plane or helicopter. They hovered, darted, and vanished without a sound. So the question remains, what really did happen to Captain William Schaffner that night in 1970? Was he the victim of a tragic military accident, or did he encounter something more mysterious? Perhaps something the military didn't want to talk about. Sadly, to this day, Jordan, here's your answer, mate.
Thanks.
You carbonara-loving ball bag. We still don't know. His body was never found. The case remains unsolved. But whatever happened, there is one thing for certain. Schaffner's disappearance did happen, and the facts that we have at least been made privy to are weird, and something just doesn't seem to add up. So what do you think, pal?
Well, as a carbonara-loving ball bag...
I'm sorry, okay? I was in the heat of the moment. Don't take it too personally.
Okay, I won't. I must say, it sounds absolutely like it was Bigfoot.
Case closed. It was an alligator.
Or a crocodile. Again, I'm not an expert.
Or, we mix them together, you get some kind of freaky hybrid, and you get a crocagator.
Oh, you do? Or an allicroc.
Or an alidile.
Oh, yeah, that's it. Brilliant. Well, that answers it.
There you go. It's either of those three options, or the blatantly obvious aliens.
Yes, that's weird. And the fact that the official report to the public was that it was the ejector seat thing and that actually that couldn't possibly have happened, that's odd.
I mean, if the Air Force didn't want to let on that they didn't know what happened because they saw these weird lights in the sky, what other option would they have? They couldn't say, the wings fell off and he crashed, because, I can see the wings, mate. So they'd have to give something that maybe the general public wouldn't have knowledge of.
I get, yeah. I mean, could they not just say that his body wasn't found? Because, that is true.
That is very true. I'm thinking that maybe people like closure. So if they go, his body wasn't found, people would go, why? What were the circumstances? What are your theories? But if they just said, this happened, that's why we can't find him, people just go, shit, yeah.
I guess, yeah. It's just a quick way to shove it under the carpet, really, isn't it?
'Tis indeed.
Interesting, though, and super close to home.
Very, very close, aye. About 20 miles, in fact.
Doesn't feel close, though, when you're walking. No, thank you very much for the tale there. That's an interesting, but a sad end for that guy, supposedly.
And incoming to you right now is a picture of the plane.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's not great, is it?
A little bit bummed up.
That's not how I would have described it, but I'll take it.
I think I meant to say banged up, but I guess I've got other stuff on the mind.
Just thinking about last night.
Yeah.
So it's not even like the glass in the cockpit was shattered or anything, it looks like.
No, for anyone who can't be bothered clicking on the link to see the image, or if I've just forgotten to put it in, it literally is just like the nose of the aircraft has come away.
How do you think, if this was an alien thing, how do you think they got them out of there?
The same way they teleport through walls, I guess, and, make people go through windows without opening them.
Oh, okay. I mean, that would be really handy, though, if you were moving house.
Don't talk about moving house, mate.
Sorry, sore subject. It would be massively useful.
If what, Jordan? In what situation could that be massively helpful?
Let's say, when we got our new sofa...
Oh, yeah.
It could have just come straight through the wall. Wouldn't have had to go through the whole Friends pivot thing.
What, you mean that lovely house that you own? Thanks, Jordan. Thanks for bringing that up, Jordan.
I'm moving away from that. Well, not physically.
Oh, you're talking about moving again. Fucking hell. Just keep rubbing it in.
Something will come up.
Carbonara-loving ballback.
I'll take it.
Right, so there you have it. Spooky alien story. Now, I want to hear some bizarre food mixtures to lighten my mood, because I've got ghosts laughing at me.
And me. Well, Iain, contrary to what your parents may have told you when you were young, food is indeed meant to be played with.
Oh, right then. I'll bear that in mind.
At least that's what I gather from seeing the list of combinations from these unusual pairing lovers online.
Sounds like a swingers website.
Oh, I've got the wrong one again.
Mildred and Alfred, you are paired. Hang on a minute. They're not food.
One's old, one's cheesy.
Oh, God. Get a shower, Mildred.
Where would we be if we hadn't discovered the incredible taste combination we receive when we mix chocolate and peanut butter together? Or when we realise sea salt and caramel could be blended with coffee to create a delicious, salty, sweet treat?
So true.
Well, Iain, allow me to share with you the internet's favourite unusual food combinations you may have never tried, but according to those who swear by them, apparently taste amazing.
Okay, I'm excited to hear this. I want to know if I've done any of them.
Well, I'm quite intrigued too. I have a feeling that you maybe haven't.
Well, I don't know if you know, mate, but I'm pretty strange, so...
Well, don't worry, I do.
Carbonara and twigs is the first one.
With some leaves. So, Iain, let's take a deep dive into the weirdest food pairings that some people love.
Awesome.
And, by the way, this is not going to include where I've seen people say at McDonald's where they dip the fries in the milkshakes.
Oh, yeah. The other day, my dad, actually, oddly enough, dipped a fucking slice of pizza in custard and fed it to my children.
What?
Yeah, my little one was like, what the hell are you doing? Took a bite, was like, that's amazing. Kept going back for more.
Oh, no. You've ruined him.
He's broken.
That's it. Forever.
Yeah, no, it's weird.
Oh, no. Now when he's older and he's at school and they have pizza and a custard dessert, he's going to get known as the weirdo.
He is. He'll be an outcast.
Oh, poor guy. Well, Iain's dad, I hope you thought better of yourself in the future.
Yeah. You Scottish bastard.
Okay, so starting off with one that seems kind of common somehow, we have the donut cheeseburger, which we have discussed before, I believe.
Yeah, I've heard of that. Totally weird. Can't do it.
No, it feels wrong to me too. So if anyone isn't aware and it has lived under a rock for a while, it's a burger with a donut bun for a sweet and salt take on the classic burger.
Get rid.
I've actually seen this on a menu at a local Hungry Horse in our town.
Oh, really?
I've not had it myself, but my mum has.
Oh.
On a few occasions.
Oh, she liked it, did she?
She really did. And she told me that it's quite nice, but I haven't tried it. It feels wrong.
It does. It does feel a bit weird. I have a friend, and he went to a local sort of American-esque diner. He said that he had one there because he said, he had to just think, F it, I'll try it. And apparently it was amazing. So
yeah, I've heard good things.
That's 2 for 2. So maybe we're the wrong ones here. Maybe we should just suck it up and give it a go.
Maybe we should. We should do a video of it one day.
We should do. I mean, we say that, but we're still behind on it. We've got a backlog.
I mean, we say we should do a lot of things, but...
Yeah. We have a backlog of videos. We're still to try a deep-fried cream egg, aren't we, from last Easter?
Oh, yes, we are. I would totally go for that.
Well, I know where does them.
You can do it yourself.
Mate, we've spoken about me and hot oil.
We have. I'll do it then.
I think hot oil has a restraining order against me. I'm not allowed within 200 feet of it.
Oh, God.
I will just burn down whatever it's in.
Oh, dear. What about hot chocolate and cheese?
Okay, well...
Have you heard of that one?
I have not heard of it, right? But my first thought is one's a liquid and one's a solid. So do you dip the cheese in the hot chocolate, or do you just, take a bite and take a swig?
All right, I'll explain. So I can't imagine these two foods going together, but apparently in Colombia, hot chocolate with cheese is a tradition and actually a delicacy that people in North America are only just starting to discover.
Okay.
So the cheese used is essentially similar to like a mild mozzarella or halloumi.
Mildred's cheese.
Thankfully not.
They scrape her off.
Oh. Somehow you made it worse. And so they just make a hot chocolate. They add this cube of cheese on top, and then it just kind of melts into it.
Grim.
Yeah. So apparently you experience a warm, creamy delight in a cup, is how they describe that. But I would describe that as dirty and disgusting.
Because you put the word cheese on it, I mean, it is still a lactose food, isn't it?
I guess so.
So it's not that far removed from cream, which you can put in a hot chocolate, which is fine. So I'd be willing to give it a go, I think. I mean, I'd smell the cheese first. And if it smells cheesy, like cheddar style or, a bit of blue cheese or something like that, then I probably wouldn't go for it. But if it was a bit more mild and more creamy, then I'd probably be up for giving that a go.
Fair enough. All right. I'll sign you up.
Oh, God.
How about, Iain, avocado and chocolate?
I can't see that being that weird. I mean, people put chili in chocolate, don't they? That's a strange one.
That's lovely, though. That is nice.
Oh, you're one of them, are you?
Because it does have a bit of a kick.
Yeah, I don't want my food to hurt me.
I mean, I'd consider...
That's so sadistic.
I would consider chili as being more of a spice, though.
Yeah, but can you imagine, I love pizza. I think I'll have razor blades as a topping.
See, that's not a food, Iain.
Yeah, but it's still going to hurt you. You're still getting pain from it. You put chili... What are those, like Carolina Reaper chilies on a pizza? How is that delightful? How are you, taking a bite out of that?
That probably isn't.
Well, people like it. People do it. How can you eat that and be like, this is mint? You're sat in there sweating out your eyeballs, melting from the inside out. You're like, I love this. This is great.
Yeah, just trying to kid yourself.
Yeah.
So glad I didn't waste money on this.
What a hell of a good treat this was.
But yes, Iain, the concept of mixing avocado and chocolate might seem odd at first, but the combination is surprisingly popular.
Yeah, I can imagine that being a good one.
Well, it's gaining traction by turning an otherwise decadent dessert, like, say, a chocolate mousse, into something considerably healthy. So it's said that the avocado adds a creamy texture while keeping the dessert actually nutritious. And when blended together, the flavours complement each other, offering a smooth, rich experience rather than competing for attention.
That one line, I'm sorry, is the only thing I picked up on. And that is the fact that when you said... having the avocado makes it actually a nutritious meal, right? But that's like people saying, oh, it's fine that I'm having 3 McDonald's burgers because I've got lettuce on it. Or yeah, it's fine that I'm going for a KFC because I'm having a Diet Coke, so that makes it healthy. It's like... The fact that in this case you're having the chocolate on top of the avocado makes it unhealthy because you're having the calories from the avocado plus the chocolate.
Yeah, and avocados are high in fat.
Exactly. So it's double bad.
Maybe we just don't eat ever.
Good idea. There we go.
Nice. And definitely not this next one, which is Cheetos and milk.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah, allow me to explain. It's slowly, supposedly, apparently, becoming a strangely popular after-school snack.
With one person.
Some people are indeed enjoying Cheetos in milk, treating it a bit like cereal.
Oh, no.
Yeah, and this even sparked the concept of Cheetos milk, which is the leftover milk after finishing the Cheetos.
Disgusting, man.
A Filipino website called Pepper has taken it a step further by offering a recipe for Cheetos milk fudge truffles.
What? Right, so we've got one thing that doesn't go with another thing. There's one weird combination. But let's take that and add that to chocolate and make fucking truffles out of it.
Yeah.
When does it end?
It's like a fucking Cheetahsception.
This is madness.
It does have a similar vein, though, to the next one, which is cereal and orange juice.
I've heard of that.
Still feels wrong.
Oh, it definitely does. Some people market it, though, as like getting all your morning nutrition in one bowl. So, like, rather than having your cereal with the milk, then orange juice, you just have it in one.
Right.
It's like a smoothie.
But it's really not, though, is it?
Well, not in smoothie form, but, it's like putting all the fruit into one drink.
Okay, plus cornflakes. So this pairing is quite common for those with a dairy intolerance, and of course then they don't need any milk, so they prefer to have orange juice in with their cereal. But again, it's just wrong.
It just feels a bit weird. Yeah, I couldn't do that.
Don't do it. How about, Ian, could you do pickles and ice cream?
Don't like pickles full stop anyway, so probably not.
What about pickles and bourbon?
I don't like pickles still, so I think the main thing you need to take out of these is pickles.
Or Ian, what about pickles and peanut butter?
Okay, I think we're stuck on a little bit of a loop here, Jordan.
What about pickles with anything, Ian?
God. Oh, you swayed me. Swayed me up.
The possibilities are endless.
When we were on our little caravan holiday in the summer,
Oh, yeah.
I was going to get you one of those, I don't know if you've seen, it's a giant pickle in like sour wrap, like a sweet.
Oh, I've seen those.
Yeah, there was an American shop on the strip and I was going to get you one.
That almost sounds horrendous.
That almost sounds like you hate me for some reason.
Well, I'm glad that you didn't waste your money.
Well, I didn't know if you like pickles or not, so I thought there's no point, but I thought it'd be an interesting thing to bring back for you.
Oh, I do. Love a pickle in a burger.
Oh, right, yeah, right, okay. Well, you could have put it in your burger.
And also, I love cucumbers, so I mean...
Yeah, I don't like cucumbers.
Well, a pickle is just a cucumber with vinegar.
I don't like vinegar.
That's probably your problem then.
Probably the problem.
Actually, you love pickles. Sans vinegar.
Yeah. So if you wouldn't mind just coming around anytime I want a pickle and just sucking off that fucking vinegar.
Lovely, yeah. No problem at all.
Thank you.
Am I weird because when I go to McDonald's, for example, I order with extra pickles?
I would say that's peculiar because I always take the pickles out. If I do eat the pickles, if I'm feeling a bit brazen one day, I'm like, you know what, I'm going to chomp the pickle. I have to eat it with some chips and then it's nice.
Oh, okay.
Like I enjoy it with the chips, but on the burger, I don't like it. But saying that, that's very similar to salad. I can't eat salad like a salad on its own. But if you put salad with any food, it makes it 10 times better.
What, like pickles and peanut butter?
Pickles and apples with peanut butter, yeah, with a bit of salad.
Fucking delicious.
Yeah, I will say that it probably would raise it from a 0.1 to a 0.6 on the delicious scale. So, it'll raise it a little bit, but still disgusting in my eyes.
Ian, maybe it might turn you onto it because there are countless pickled flavoured products, like we've discussed before, where you even get those weird sweets.
Yep.
Of course, there are crisps. And did you know there's even pickle flavoured vodka?
Is there? They're just selling vinegar, aren't they?
But Ian, the reason I say it is because the fascination might actually stem from the fact that the health benefits of pickles. Their acidity aids digestion and reduces bloating, while the high sodium content helps retain water when you dehydrate. So, you know what, actually, could be brilliant for you.
I'll just eat an orange and take a spoonful of salt, mate.
Okay, fair enough. Moving on then. This next one, it's not technically food, but I wanted to add it to the list anyway because it just sounded weird.
Okay.
And it is a cocktail known as calimotso, which is a staple in European Basque culture. Legend has it that it is a mixture of Coke and red wine.
Oh, yeah, maybe that's why. Because I can't drink red wine because it's disgusting. And in the past, when I have been, I mean, it sounds like I'm saying I'm rich now, but, when I've not been so well off on a night out, I have pre-drinked with some cheap red wine and mixed it with Coke.
No way.
And everyone's always said, you can't do that. That's so fucking strange. And I was like Googling it and I must have read the name from that.
Interesting. Okay, so how would you describe it? Is it nice? Is it, is it just something you tolerated because you had to?
Well, it's like, imagine the red wine, it's kind of like got that sharpness to it.
Right.
It just makes it a bit sweeter. So it makes it a bit more towards the side of like a fruit juice because it's got the sweet Coke in it and it's fizzy as well. So it's not a bad taste at all. I can definitely drink it if I had to for the rest of my life. I'd probably be fine with that.
Fair enough. All right. Well, I think what bothered me is the fact that it's often served with ice. And for me, that just feels wrong. I realise Coke often is. And I know that you and I don't like ice together anyway. But red wine with ice is just not right.
I think with the Coke, it becomes a different drink. I think the best way, honestly, to describe it is, you get, we spoke about this last week, like water, like juice that you dilute with water.
Yeah.
If you were to take a shot of that, it's like, overpowering, strong, sharp, horrible. But then you mix it with water and it becomes a bit more sweet, and it becomes tolerable. You're like, oh, there's the flavour kind of thing.
Okay.
It's like that with wine. You mix it with Coke and it just dilutes it a bit.
Yeah, okay, I get it. I mean, I'd try it, but it's not something that I would probably go out of my way to do.
Okay, next time we are together, that is what we will be trying.
I'll give it a go.
Nice.
It also seems, Ian, that ice cream is a popular food to mix. So, a couple of examples. Ice cream with balsamic vinegar.
I can see the two complementing each other in a sense. I don't think I'd want to try it. Yeah.
Apparently it's that whole sweet and savoury thing.
I can see the two working together. See, I have this weird thing. I don't know if it's just me. It's one of those things that I've never asked anyone else about, so I can't really gauge it. But like a to say I'm at cooking, I can smell a dish and by smelling different spices, know what will complement it and go with it.
Okay.
So in my head, it's like a little light goes off. Like I can see ice cream and I can see balsamic vinegar, and in the right quantities, something in my head just goes bing. Yeah, that would work. So that's about as far as my evidence goes for saying it might be nice, but
Okay, well, what about, Ian, vanilla ice cream with extra virgin olive oil?
No, that'd be weird. I mean, I can see it not really tasting of anything. It'd make it, because I've read about this in cocktails, so it just makes it a bit more smoother and a bit more silkier in the mouth.
I guess so, yeah. It's meant to have a decadent taste, as they call it,
right.
And it's also rich in healthy fats.
Delicious. I wish I was healthy fat. Instead I'm just fat.
As opposed to unhealthy fat. What about vanilla ice cream and soy sauce?
No, I don't think that'd work.
Is that not much different to balsamic vinegar?
Soy sauce is a bit more like sour. Is that the word?
It's like umami, isn't it?
Yes. Which is is it the fifth flavour? Fifth taste?
I don't know.
You got sweet, sour, salty. Is it savoury? No, what was the other one? Sweet, sour, salty. We went through this before, didn't we?
We did, and they're not in separate parts of your tongue.
They are not, no. Please refer back to episode 22 if you want to listen to a really bad day for both of us.
What about, Ian, soft serve ice cream and bacon?
No, I don't think that'd work.
So I remember seeing this in a chain restaurant when I visited San Diego years ago.
Oh, right.
And it seemed really popular, but I just couldn't bring myself to try it. But having thought about it, again, it's that whole kind of sweet, salty thing, isn't it? But again, it just feels wrong.
It's the texture for me, I think. Maybe, the sweet and salty, fair enough, go together, but having bacon through your ice cream...
And I should say, it's not like massive rashers. It's just little cubes.
Still, too weird, too chewy.
Yeah, fair enough. How about, Ian, peanut butter and raw onion?
I love onions. I'm an onion fiend.
Oh, God.
Probably wouldn't eat it with peanut butter, but I'd happily eat a raw onion.
Would you eat it like an apple?
I have done before, yeah.
Oh, you're joking.
Somebody dared me, and I think they thought that I was going to take a bite and go, oh, it's disgusting, oh, I can't do that, and everyone would have a good laugh. But I was like, yeah, right, delicious, pal.
You're like, where's the rest of the salad?
Yeah, no, where's the rest of the bag of onions?
Oh, yeah, I mean, that's sharp, though, isn't it? Let me just explain this one. So, it's perhaps the truest test of the can you handle this food combo, and that is the peanut butter and onion. So it's recommended to use sweet onions, obviously. Don't be an idiot. Because their mildness pairs better with peanut butter. The origins are unclear, though during the Great Depression, a recipe for peanut butter stuffed onions appeared, involving, in this case, it's involving baked onions filled with peanut butter.
Oh, interesting.
But Ernest Hemingway was reportedly a fan of the combo, if you needed to give a reason to fucking ignore it and swerve the bastard. Awful.
I'd give that a go.
I'll sign you up.
Please do, mate. I enjoy food. Please refer back to my earlier comment. I'm fat.
Right, I'm going to finish off this list now for you.
Okay.
With a couple that I picked up from Reddit that I just thought, I don't think I could begin to try. And these are edible. This is not just,
It's not like dirt and a fork or something like that.
Exactly. So I haven't looked into if any of these are traditional, but I'd hazard a guess that they're fucking not. But here are four more to end with. What about banana with Marmite.
Ugh.
And I should say, Marmite, if you aren't familiar, is a veggie, savoury, salty spread. And it's pretty common in the UK. I'll be honest, I'm not a big fan.
It's meaty yeast extract in it.
It is.
Which is grim. Or Vegemite for anyone in Australia.
Yeah, absolutely. It's often described as having an umami flavour. So it has a sense that it would pair well with a sweet banana. But again, no.
It just doesn't sit right, does it?
Not at all. What about, though, a Miracle Whip and potato chip sandwiches?
You've lost me. What the hell's a Miracle Whip?
So Miracle Whip, I believe, is a bit like like whipped cream, I think.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I believe it's from a can.
So whipped cream and crisp sandwich.
Yes.
No, thank you.
So it's just white bread, Miracle Whip, and whatever crisps they have in the house. Nacho cheese Doritos apparently were a favourite.
Oh.
They go on to say on Reddit that I don't have them often now, but I still occasionally take myself back to those days and make one if I have the stuff in the house. Or Iain, penultimate one, how about strawberries? And cheese sauce.
No.
It's like a fondue gone wrong.
A wrong do.
It really is. So, warm cheese with cold, sweet strawberries.
No, yeah. That's one for the bin, that I think.
Yeah, that is fucking disgusting. How about... Oh, sorry, there's two more.
Ooh.
Fish fingers and custard. This one reminds me of
Dad?
your dad. Yeah.
Is that my dad's entry?
I just have no words. I don't think that's a Scottish tradition either.
No, I don't think I've ever heard of that.
Whatever you do, don't get your son to try it.
I'm going to ask my dad if he's had that before.
It's like, fucking love custard with everything, me.
Actually, to be honest, I mean, he listens to this, so Dad, do you like fish fingers with custard?
He has the same thought with custard as you do with salad.
Yeah, add custard to anything, becomes 10 times
Creates
better.
the meal.
I could just imagine him, like, not listen to the rest of this now because he's just zoned out thinking about custard with various food items.
And what about the last one? I think you're going to hate this too. I certainly would.
Oh, God. Okay.
We have waffles with strawberry jam. Okay. Mm-hmm. And mayonnaise.
No, why do you always have to put a mayonnaise one on the list, Jordan?
It's not me. This is just what people eat.
You could have left it off the list, but I can guarantee as soon as you saw mayonnaise, you were like, oh, I have to put this one in.
Yeah, it's true, actually, I did. And they go on to say that, I guess I should clarify that I loved this as a child. Tried it as an adult a few years ago, and it wasn't quite as good as I remembered, but not awful. So there you go, Iain, you're wrong.
I think that person still needs help then.
Definitely. I think what it did is it really ruined their taste buds as a child.
Probably.
So there you have it. Before you consider yourself a daring eater, maybe try out a few of the supposed suggestions and let us know what you think at twoguyswhatsup@gmail.com.
We should have a taste test, right, and make everything off of these lists.
Oh, I don't think I could do it.
I would have to, just for the fun.
Oh, and I didn't include, but I've just remembered that surströmming tinned fish.
Oh, that disgusting fish, yeah. Mixed with what? Fucking cheese whip or something.
As if it wasn't bad enough having fermented fish with mayonnaise and balsamic vinegar.
Couple pickles stuck out the top for good measure. Why the fuck not?
If anyone, by the way, hasn't at all seen the surströmming fish videos, please just check it out on YouTube or TikTok. Most people cannot even open it without actually being sick.
Yeah, physically vomiting.
Yeah. It's hilarious because they're there as soon as that tin just goes psh, and opens the first time. They're like...
The people who produce this, in the factory, they must just be laughing every day.
No, they've probably been sick every day.
But I dare say they have gas masks, or breathing apparatus.
Someone sticks a tin in the oxygen mask. I reckon the Christmas party's hilarious.
They all get a free can. That's their bonus.
Oh.
And ironically, that's how the manager was killed. He was stoned to death with cans of rotten fish.
I think he deserves it.
Oh, fantastic. Thank you very much for that, Jordan.
You're very welcome.
You put me off my dinner again. You have a knack for it.
What can I say?
So, with that, me old pal, does that about bring us round to the end of today's episode?
I think it does, sir.
Nice one! Thank you for tuning in to today's episode of Two Guys What's Up. Don't forget to follow the show wherever you listen to us so you don't miss another episode, and maybe even tell a friend. Take your friend to the shop, buy them some rotten fish, and stand well back while they open it, and then curse while vomiting into the closest receptacle.
Oh.
And then tell them about this podcast.
Yeah, might take the mind off it a bit. And if you would like to get in touch with us, our Linktree link is in the bio of this episode, which you can click on and be jetted off to every single link you will ever need for all your Two Guys What's Up essentials. Want to get your own Two Guys What's Up t-shirt? Click the link!
Want to get abducted by aliens? Click the link.
Want to share with us your own strange food pairings? Click that link.
And don't forget that we now have Patreon, where you can find all of your Two Guys What's Up extras, including pin badges and shout-outs and t-shirts. And if you really can't get enough of our fantastic tales and fishy voices, well then now you can get more, because we now release bonus episodes which come out on the last Friday of every month. There's currently 15 sitting up there, just waiting for your ears to go and have a little fishy listen. And all that is available, starting with the bonus episodes, at just £3 a month.
So if you want to help support the show and get some cool stuff while you do so, head over to patreon.com/Two Guys What's Up to check out all the goodies over there. The link will be down below for your
Are you alright?
I think so, I'm alright.
There's an alligator in my room.
No, it's a crocodile.
Crocagator. Ah.
Oh, no, it's Bigfoot.
Oh, right.
Always getting mixed up.
But if you can't do that, but you still like to help us out, then a 5-star rating and review in your podcast app of choice would be the best way to do that, and we would be eternally fishy and grateful.
Both of those.
But on that note, thanks for listening. You all have an amazing week, and we will see you next Monday. Bye.
Fishmongers!
Why, you may ask, Jordan?
Why, Ian?
Well...
Oh, hang on, sorry.
Oh, there's an alligator in my bedroom.
If only. Right, can you just give me 2 minutes? I just need to move the car.
2 minutes and counting.
Cheers. 1 moment.
Not a problem. Right, Jordan. I'm currently holding the 8 of Hearts. When you get back, I'm going to ask you to name a card. And if it is the 8 of Hearts that you name, then tonight an alligator is going to come up through your ensuite into your bedroom and spew up Captain William Schaffner and say, I'm an alligator, see you later, and then just piss off back down drain. But William Schaffner, he's going to have one hell of a story to tell you. Oh, I saw an alien. His name was Bill. He was an alright guy. And then he's going to wriggle his arms out the way and then jump out the window. And then that will be the last we ever hear of him. But you'll have a crazy story to tell, and I can't wait to hear it.
Oh, right, I'm back. Sorry, that was a bit more than a couple of minutes.
Not a problem, pal. Name a card.
8 of clubs.
Ooh, so close.
Well, I wouldn't have known anyway.
That's all right, mate. I did a little recording for you, which you'll hear when you listen to this back.
Right.
And you were so close, but I guess you're safe tonight, so that's fine.
Oh, good. That's what I hope for.
So, Jordan, adding to the intrigue, Schaffner's party? Schaffner's family were never going to... Schaffner's family were never...